Welcome back, and this is going to be a great lesson because we're actually going to start playing guitar now. We're going to start with three chords, G, C, and D. So if you are a player who has come to the course to really get into fingerpicking, but you know these chords already, then it's okay to skip this section. If you can change between G and C and D chords effortlessly, then you don't need to watch this clip. You can move on to the next section. However, I don't want to leave anyone behind. So I want to just give you a very simple description of how to play these chords. And then in the next section, we're going to do a lot of fingerpicking, a lot of different patterns, a lot of different actions and exercises with the thumb, a lot of different techniques, just using G, C, and D. Okay, so once we learn these three chords, then we can definitely get a lot of musicality and a lot of music out of fingerpicking and using the right hand to do lots of interesting things, which is the whole point of the course. The whole point of the course is to get you musical as quickly as possible, and we do that through fingerpicking. Having said that, we need to learn these three chords, and there's no real shortcut other than playing the chords many, many times, and then eventually you're able to play them easily. But let me start off by showing you. So to play the G chord, and by the way, a chord is when you play several notes at once, just in case you're wondering what a chord is. A chord is just when you play more than one note. So if you play 6 notes at the same time, like this, that's a chord. So when I want to play the G chord, what I first do is I put my second finger of the left hand down on the 3rd fret of the 6th string, which we all know is the thickest one nearest your head. Then I'm going to put the first finger at the 2nd fret of the 5th string. Then I'm going to leave the next 2 strings open, so we don't have to play anything there. And then the 3rd finger comes down on the 2nd string, and the next finger comes down on the 1st string. So you're playing the 3rd, the 2nd, leaving it open, the 3rd and the 3rd frets. So it's going to sound like this. And one really good way to see if you're doing a good job of playing the chord is play all the individual notes like this. If one of them sounds bad, then what you need to do is go and have a look at this hand, see if you can see one of them that's not quite doing their job, and maybe correct it. And that's totally okay. You're not going to play it perfectly the first time, but correct it and then go back and then play it again. Nice strum and then individual notes. That's the G chord. The next chord is a C. The C chord is played by putting the 3rd finger on the 5th string at the 3rd fret, so this note. Then beneath that we play the 2nd finger at the 2nd fret of the 4th string, which is this note. And then we've got an open string, 1st fret of the 5th string. We use the index finger here to play that. And then the next string is open, which is the 1st string. So it's going to be so again, you've got the 3rd finger, 2nd finger, and 1st finger. And you're going to put this on the 5th string at the 3rd fret, the 4th string at the 2nd fret, and the 2nd string at the 1st fret. And again, if we just play all the notes individually, we can hear that they all sound nice. Let's say I did something like this, which isn't right. And I'm like, oh, that doesn't sound like a very good C. Then what I do is I have a look over here. I see, oh, am I playing that right? No, I'm not. I correct it. And I go again. You'll note with the C chord that I'm actually starting here on the 5th string, so I don't actually play anything at all on the 6th string. That's just this particular chord I'm playing, and you'll notice that, and that's fine. The next chord is a D chord. Now the D chord, I'm just going to play an open 4th string, which is a D string. D chord, D string. So I'm going to play the open 4th string, and then it's the 2nd fret on the G string, the 3rd string. It's going to be the 3rd fret on the 2nd string, and then the second again. So it's going to be open, and then at the second fret, third fret, second fret. And I'm using the first finger on the third string, the third finger on the second string, and the third finger on the second string, on the first string, sorry. And again, like all the other chords, what we're going to do here is we're going to play a strum like that, and then we're going to just check them individually. So again, if I was playing something a little bit weird like this, I see that it's not right, and I just have a look, and I see, okay, there we go. And I correct it, and it should sound good. So I'm going to provide some chord charts, which you can look at as well, and maybe just put on the table in front of you as you practice these chords. But, you know, your exercise for this lesson is to just play a G chord, and then take as long as you want, right? Even if it's, you know, put this finger here, and then, oh, this one, I'm not sure, oh, it's there, and then this one's here. Oh, now I'm going to play my C, and it was 7 seconds. I don't care. Just get to the point where you can play the chord and it sounds good individually and together, and then you can play the D chord and it sounds good too. Okay, so that's your exercise, and I don't care if it takes you 10 seconds. Do it as quickly as you can. See if you can increase the speed, but as long as you can play a G chord and then sometime later play a C chord, and then sometime later play a D chord, then that's a job well done. So keep practicing those 3 chords, and I'll see you in the next lesson.